Shir Hamalot V'shuv Adonai Et Shivat Zion Hayinu Kechomim. We're on page 635. I know it's easier to find it if I sing it. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shir Hamalot V'shuv Adonai Et Shivat Zion Hayinu Kechomim. Last time. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I think so often we say Shabbat Shalom as just a greeting. But I think in some ways it's also a prayer. Like, may this be a Shabbat of peace. We are in a time of so much turmoil, and I have to say it is so good to see everyone in this community tonight. I know that we need each other at all times, but especially in this time of turmoil and rage and grief and fear and this world swirling in pain. So gathering on Shabbat brings comfort. So it allows us this time to appreciate one another. And we know we have deep work ahead that won't be easy, and it will require a lot of energy. So tonight we gather, seeing one another, appreciating each other. So I invite you to take a moment and just, if you're on Zoom, scroll through the screen and see faces and wish each other a Shabbat Shalom. And if you're on Zoom, do that. If you're on Facebook, take a moment to see who's here and wish people a Shabbat Shalom in greeting and in prayer. Amazing. We are so grateful that in all times, in this time of this past year and decades ago, how beautiful that we've had this extraordinary leader in Rabbi Don Rossoff. How beautiful he has been able to lead us with such wisdom and that steady hand and that heart full of Torah that just comes from his heart to his lips so easily, so beautifully, in ways that we need so much. And that he's been able to inspire us and comfort us as we need to be comforted and inspired. And he has done so, as fittingly tonight it shows, with an extraordinary partner at his side, Fran. Fran, who has become part of our community in ways that we have all grown and loved. And we still feel like we are praying that you will stay in our community, all of you. Rabbi Rossoff, Fran, and your children, even if some have to tune in from afar, we love that you, such good people, have raised extraordinary children in this congregation decades ago, and now here we are all together again, Mark and Alana and Nathaniel. And we know that Jenna is at Lurie's, and so she has to be there this evening, but she might join us a little bit later. I love that you have raised these extraordinary children, and they have been part of our community through their challah making, or their editing, or their caretaking, their activism. They are truly reflections of you. You have raised these beautiful mensches, and we are grateful that they are here tonight to be able to be part of this service where we get to celebrate you, Rabbi Rossoff, your extraordinary gifts, not only that you have brought to this community, but who you are and how you shine that light on us, and we are better for it. So it is an honor to invite your son, Nathaniel, to lead us in the kindling of the lights of Shabbat, page 120.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Nathaniel.
Okay, for lighting candles, I'll give everyone a minute home to get your setup ready. Would love you to join me. This is special because when growing up, this was something that Mom always did, and I appreciate her passing the torch. That I get from Dad. All right, here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Fran, you taught him well.
And Alana, we invite you to lead us in the Kiddush, page 123. Of course, we all rise in spirit, whether we embody that physically or not. It's nice to be able to have these sweet moments of tension. Will Alana lead us in the Kiddush this evening? I believe she will. And Alana inspires us so much in that she received from her parents beautifully the will and the strength to lead us in activism and in Judaism. And so we're grateful now, Alana, to see you as you lead us in Kiddush.
My internet to poop out.
Audio is good too.
I'm here for now.
Great.
Raise your glasses, everyone. Oh, there it goes. All right, but I should be unmuted. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Great. Living in the age of Zoom. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hihilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tehila lemikrai kodesh zechel l'tziat Mitzrayim ki vanu v'harta v'yotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon Inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. And toasting to you all and drinking it, but you can't see.
Thank you, Alana.
L'chaim, and thank you, Alana. We continue now on page 138. We welcome in the Sabbath bride with Lecha Dodi. We sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And on that 9th and final verse, we greet the Sabbath bride by turning to our entrances to our home and welcoming that Sabbath bride in. Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kabla b'nei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kabla b'nei Shabbat nikavela. Shamor b'zachor b'diborecha yishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad shmo echad. L'shem u'tiferet v'litzlach מראש מקדם נסומה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך אדוני לקראת קלה, פני שמה נקרא לך אדוני לקראת קלה, פני שמה נקרא התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורף ומאורי, אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נראה לך אדוני, לקראת קלה, פני שמה נקרא לך אדוני, לקראת קלה, פני שמה בואי בשלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובתוך עולם, תוך אמוני עם סמלה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה לך אדוני, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקרא לך אדוני, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקרא. We are
Page
continuing.
142.
Yes, Rabbi Conover.
Shalom Aleichem. We invite these Shabbat angels of peace to come and bless us and bless others with peace.
This is a particularly angelic version by Debbie Friedman, and this is for our dear Rabbi Rossoff. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bohem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Nish Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
That beautiful feeling of inviting those angels into our Shabbat space. We are now ready to enter the core of our service with the Baruch Hu on page 146. And if you're able, or if you would like, we rise in body or in spirit.
Baruchu et Adonai, Hamevorach, Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai, Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach, Leolam, Leolam,
We, in our preparation for the Shema, and in honor of our Rabbi Rossoff wrote a book about this prayer called The Perfect Prayer. It's about a queen who goes on a journey to find the sound of the perfect prayer. She hears the shh of silence and listening, the of deep thinking, and the awe and wonder that is found in ah, ah. Page 152.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam, Vaed. May be seated. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha u'b'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha Vayul totafod beinecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai, v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, V'yot lachem le'Elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem.
On page 157, before our Micha Mocha, we read, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. We learned this in this week, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
Lai 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 mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha neda b'kodesh nora tehiloto seifele nora tehiloto seifele Malchutecha ra'u v'anecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe Miriam Zelianu ve'amru Adonai himlo לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. לי 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 לי
Our Hashkibenu prayer found on page 160 can often be that interpretive, that personal prayer. And we tonight will be hearing the music of our Hannah and Ethan, our regular Shabbat musicians, to help us to join and to be a part of the love and the introspection of Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. We love you, Rabbi.
Oh, we love and miss you so much too.
As we continue with that feeling going into the celebration of Shabbat on page 162.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Rabbi Rossoff once wrote a little clip in the book A Place of Our Own, The Rise of Reformed Jewish Camping. He wrote about an encounter with a camper who experienced God in profound ways. Rabbi Rossoff wrote, "I was a counselor with the youngest campers. One boy, 9 years old, had written a thoughtful piece about how he wasn't sure that God really existed. The camper read the piece and the sky didn't fall in. 3 years later, I had the same camper in an older group. I had never seen a teenager more intoxicated with God. We take steps into that intoxication as we step into our Amidah, whether rising physically or in spirit.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agitahilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevii Gula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Hoseh U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah, Rab L'Hoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Tzomech Noflim V'Rofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמנת על החיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Rabbi Rossoff writes during a sermon from 5776. Rabbi Rossoff writes, "Why do we admire Joseph? Because he never gives up. Why do we love Joseph so much? Because Joseph shows us that the life we deemed impossible is possible. And because Joseph is us, as we have been, as we are, and as we can be reborn to become." We take a moment of silence and meditation for silent prayer, each of us in our own way, as we hear the words of Adonai Li, written by our Rabbi Rossoff, as played by our accompanist Minkyushin.
Thank you, our dear Minkyu and Misha. I heard you too.
Minkyu and Misha, thank you so much. And Rabbi Rossoff, thank you for always bringing what we need to hear. Not necessarily what we want to hear, what we need to hear. And tonight we needed to hear that last little bit of our Adon Olam, Adonai Li, Velo Ira, that God is with me and I will not fear. In these days, that is what we need to hear. And that you were able to write this with your cantor, not our cantor, another cantor.
I'm not that cool.
And you said this came to you like a mantra, like what you needed to hear. And then we're able to take part in it in ways that we need to hear tonight and always. Rabbi Rossoff, I don't know, we don't know how you do this. We don't know how you are the rabbi for each of us, and exactly how we need you. It's extraordinary and we appreciate it. I just want to share with our congregation, I think we know, but we might not all know about your extraordinary career. We know you from when you were here at the beginning of your career for 9 years at Temple Sholem of Chicago, where you served with Rabbi Fred Schwartz of blessed memory. And we've loved how you continue to share his teachings with us time and again. He lives and his legacy lives on in this congregation in ways that give us life. And Rabbi Rossoff, you have been part of making sure that his legacy lives on in such vital ways. We thank you for that. And then you spent 25 years at Temple B'nai Or in Morristown, New Jersey. And there you brought so many gifts, too many to mention. And then you you began going to places as an interim senior rabbi. So you were at JRC in a time when they very much needed you in Evanston. And then you were able to go on to other places, and finally you were able to end your career where it began. Now, I mean your career as being a senior rabbi, not in your career, because we know that you're going to be an extraordinary marriage therapist. You're going to go on to be an extraordinary spiritual leader in so many ways. And also you'll have to be our mentor forever, please. We are proud of all that you have done in our community, and beyond. From your time spent on the CCAR's Israel and Resolutions Committees, as well as 2009 CCAR Israel Convention chair, where you received the Ohev Yisrael Lover of Israel Award from ARTSA Rabbinic Council, no small thing. And that you have been serving on URJ camp faculties like URJ Olin St. Ruby Institute, and also on the URJ Camp Harlem. That those are places where you were able to leave a mark on the youth. And Rabbi Gelman was able to share with us just how you've done that in so many ways. You've been able to share your poetry with us through Mishkan HaNefesh. You've shared articles that have enlightened us. And here at Temple Sholem, some of the things that you've done so well. I remember when you first came, and it was Shabbat Shuvah, and without a note, you shared the most impactful story on Israel that I think many of us have ever heard. That you were able to show us as clergy how to be able to do a funeral for a good friend and bring so much chesed to the entire community who was mourning an incredible person in our community. You have been able to counsel all of us when we've needed it. And I know that our clergy, our staff, has needed that so much this year, and you've been there for us. In Pirkei Avot, we read, Aset lecha Rav, ukne lecha chaver. Make for yourself a rabbi and acquire for yourself a friend. Rabbi Rossoff, you are a rabbi's rabbi. You have shown us through Torah wisdom and through the goodness of living out its values how to be a rabbi extraordinaire, how to pastor a community, how to teach us all these subtle nuances that bring us more life. And you've been our friend. You've been able for our entire community to show us that sometimes what you need is somebody who can hold your hand through the hard times, take us through these moments, and make us better through the words that you share that come straight from your heart. Rabbi Rossoff, we are so very grateful to invite you to share with your community, our community, your words as you give us your, not your last drash, I think your penultimate drash, but truly a way of saying farewell to all of us.
We got to hear you. We have to hear your amazing voice first. Unmute myself.
I did. Are we good?
Yes.
Thank you, Rabbi Conover, for those incredible words. I'm kind of verklempt and left speechless. Yes, to turn off this one. Luckily, I prepared a speech just in case this would happen. But with all this beautiful music and the wonderful prayers and the undeserved praise, I'm so grateful. I can't express really how grateful and honored I've been to serve as your interim rabbi during this year. And what a year it has been and remains. Who could have imagined last summer or fall or most of the winter that we would be told to stay at home for so many months, wearing masks to protect ourselves from those we serve and those we're served by and those we walk by on the street? Who could have envisioned that we would be meeting and learning and praying and celebrating from this Zoom thing? And who could have imagined that in response to the murder of yet another unarmed Black man by police officers, that cries of protest and demands for change would be heard across the land? Actually, we could have imagined it. We should have imagined it. And in fact, we didn't have to imagine it because it was foretold by countless persons and in countless ways. Back in February of 1963, Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel sent a telegram to President John F. Kennedy concerning the issue of race in America. Racism, he said, is like rain. Everybody talks about it. Nobody does anything about it. The time, friends, has come to do something about it. The task is as monumental as it is urgent. And so we're grateful to Rabbi Conover and the social justice team for sharing with us things that we in fact can do. As you may know, and imagine you're going to hear about a little bit later, this week's Torah portion includes Birkat Kohanim, the priestly benediction. Well, before receiving that, I have to tell you how blessed I already have been this year. Never in my wildest dreams, as Rabbi Conover so beautifully said, would I thought that I would end my full-time rabbinic career in the very place it started. This is the place where Fran and I had our first date. Single rabbis sometimes do that. Where we were married, where we celebrated, where 3 of our 4 children were named. It's also the place, as Rabbi Conover so beautifully noted, where I was blessed to serve as a younger colleague to the rabbi who officiated at my bar mitzvah in Minnesota, and who blessed me and inspired me by his scholarship, his generosity, especially to younger colleagues, his steadfast leadership, his love of Judaism, Israel, the temple, Torah, and camp. That, of course, is Rabbi Frederick C. Schwartz of blessed memory. I owe so much to him, and we continue to cherish our friendship with Roberta. You know, I've been blessed to work with this amazing staff who've been so supportive through the year. I've enjoyed working with each of you and discovering the unique gifts that each of you brings. I know that simply naming each of you is insufficient, lacking the real recognition you deserve. Still, I'm profoundly grateful for the dedication and friendship of Julie Adler, Melissa Bell, Caleb Bromberg, Stacy Charney, Laurie Curtis, who kept my life in order, Luke Duda, Emma Harmon, Marla Kruppman, Jody Maradi, Toby Sanders, Joe Silverman, Isabel Sobel, Donnie Stillman, Jeffrey, and Lauren Tabloff, along with Shirley Mayer. And I welcome aboard the newest addition to the second floor, Chelsea DePlanty. Each of them has been a blessing to me, as they will continue to be for you. And that includes Caleb, who for some reason thought that going off to New York to become a rabbi was better than being a youth engagement and curriculum coordinator all his life. Go figure. I'm so very grateful, especially tonight, to our talented musicians, so beautiful, so much from the heart. Ming Q Shin, Hannah Bureau, Ethan Parcell, sharing your gifts Shabbat after Shabbat, amplified by David Collins, so the rest of us can worship Bahadra Kodesh in the beauty of holiness. And how lovely it was to hear Misha tonight as well. Among our other blessings are our wonderful full-time maintenance staff, Elizabeth Elliman, Dominique Reddick, now under the steady leadership of Cornelius Scruggs, who without fanfare do what they do so that the rest of us can do what we do. And of course, we continue to be protected under the watchful eyes of our ever-faithful security team headed by Mike Bell, with Bill and Dave and Gil, Javier, Maria, Terry, and Trinity. And what a pleasure it has been to come into the building and be greeted by the welcoming faces of Saul Sanchez and Bob Hess. You are, all of you, a blessing. I, in this congregation, have been twice blessed by two outstanding educators. Heidi Cooper, your energy and devotion are unsurpassed. It is clear that the children, faculty, and families of Gan Shalom feel safe and secure and loved in your steady and caring embrace. Thanks to you, to Lauren, Helena Solomon, and all the Gan Shalom teachers. And then my friend Jay Rappaport. Your hard work, enthusiasm, and dedication to our children and families as Director of Lifelong Learning have been so very apparent. I've enjoyed our partnership, in which I have seen you ever striving for the new and the innovative, and have been delighted by the special gift of music that you bring. You and your entire team, your entire faculty, along with Alan, Arella, Brian, Eris, Sarah, and all the B'nai Mitzvah tutors are true blessings to this community. You know, friends, COVID-19 threw a curveball that no one saw coming. And when it did, these educators hunkered down and made sure that while the building was closed, our preschool, our religious school, our high school, and adult learning remained open. We're so grateful to you, Jay, to you, Heidi, and to the outstanding faculties you lead. I am forever indebted to the support, wisdom, and especially the friendship I've received from Jeremy Perlin from before day one, who in my experience, friends, is by far the hardest working executive director on the planet. Jeremy, you've kept all those plates spinning, never missed a one. I don't know what I would have done, what we would have done without you. You too are a very special blessing to us all. And I have been threefold blessed for the opportunity to serve along with the younger colleagues, the clergy colleagues, and my newfound friends. Rabbi Gelman, it has been such a joy working with you and seeing you work, as I witnessed firsthand your legendary energy, personability, warmth, and ability to pull people into the orbit of Jewish life. What a blessing you have been to me and to this temple. Your eagerness, your questions, your desire to learn have pushed me to dig deeper and reach higher. You, Rabbi Gelman, are truly a rabbi for the 21st century, and I thank you for helping us, to keep all of us connected. Beloved Cantor, Naim Zemirot Yisrael, sweet singer of Israel, you will always have a very special place in my soul. In my years working with cantors, I've never experienced anyone more open, more eager to collaborate, more generous with your spirit, more dedicated to your students and their families, more eager to learn, and more desiring to share that authentic spirituality which reaches out from your soul and touches ours so very deeply. You are one of a kind, and what a blessing you are. And I want to raise up your work and Rabbi Conover's work also with Or Hadash and Rabbi Gelman with Makom, such important parts of our temple. Rabbi Conover, you've been a teacher to me as well as I to you. I've come to know you as a rock-steady whirlwind whose Torah is deep, whose passion and compassion are limitless, whose vision is far-reaching, and who has been and remains the guiding conscience of this sacred community. Temple Sholem, I want to share with you the words of the old knight who said to Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom, "You chose wisely." Yes, Temple Sholem, you chose very, very wisely. For Rabbi Shoshana Conover is indeed the leader who will bring you into the future that this sacred community needs and deserves. I've been blessed as well to have worked with those of you on the board and all of you who have volunteered in one way or the other this year. Your devotion to the temple is evidenced by your dedicated service. And I've been especially blessed to have served side by side with our president, Jed Silberg. Jed, you were just the right person at just the right moment to lead this congregation through this challenging time of transition and then into and through this upside down world. I can't thank you enough for your friendship, your guidance, your openness, and your savvy. You have been and remain a blessing to me as you are to this congregation we serve. I know that this next year will be another great adventure, but I'm confident that you, in partnership with your new senior rabbi, will lift this congregation up to new heights, the likes of which have never been witnessed in the temple's glorious 153-year history. I also am grateful to have been reunited with a dear friend and beloved cantor from way back when, Rabbi Aviva Katzman. It has been great to be with you again and this summer to make music, holy music with you. Finally, dear friends, I've been blessed by you all, for you are the backbone and the body of this temple. Your warm welcome and continued caring have been a blessing for both me and Fran. I've been blessed by the students I've encountered from pre-K to AK, and by the community of dedicated worshipers, all of whom remind me why I became a rabbi. I'm profoundly grateful to you all. They say that you never really leave a place you love. You take a part of it with you, and you leave a part of you behind. The memories we've created together, the friendships which we've renewed and created will be a part of you that I take with me forever. And for this, Fran and I are 1,000 times blessed. Thank you all, bless you all, and Shabbat Shalom.
Adonai li v'lo ira. Adonai li v'lo ira. Rabbi Rossoff, this is the perfect song for you. The moment you arrived, we did not fear anything anymore. We felt totally protected, and you followed through on that promise. Adonai li v'lo ira. Adonai li v'lo ira.
It's an honor now to invite our president of the congregation, Jed Silberg, to say a few words to you, Rabbi Rossoff.
Thank you, Rabbi Conover. Good evening, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. And Rabbi Rasa, thank you for those really wonderful words. I too am maybe a little speechless. So I too wrote a speech. It is hard to think that a full year has passed since we welcomed you and Fran back to Temple Shalom, and even more difficult to comprehend all that has happened in these short 12 months. When I was asked to take on the position of board president, I did so not knowing who one of my closest partners would be. We have, without a doubt, a strong and wise clergy team and an equally strong and dedicated staff. But the senior rabbi brings it all together, and as a first-year board president, the counsel and guidance of a seasoned senior rabbi is imperative. Over the past year of working closely with Rabbi Rossoff, I benefited from his experience, his intellect, his demeanor, and his spirituality. I always looked forward to our breakfast at Julius Meinl because I knew that, in addition to discussing pressing Temple Shalom matters, I would come away a little wiser, a little smarter, or a little more comfortable in my role as president of the temple. We have been blessed to have in Rabbi Rossoff a mensch and a leader, and I will miss him. It is often said that you can never go home again, but in this case, Fran and Rabbi Rossoff have defied conventional wisdom and have done just that. As you move into this next chapter of your lives, I hope you do so knowing that you have both made an impact on not only the Temple Shalom community, but upon me personally. So on behalf of a grateful congregation, I wish you a Mazel Tov and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Jed. All these words of tribute really are touching me. There's a little bit of something going on here. By the way, I want to, Fran and I want to thank staff members and clergy for this beautiful, exquisite contemporary mezuzah, which Jeremy, you delivered to me today. And it will be on the door in our new place in Evanston. And when we come and when we go, we will think fondly and lovingly of you all.
We hope you'll be on your way to Temple Shalom for services when you're leaving it. And so we continue now to be able to bless you, Rabbi Rossoff, with the words from this week's parashah. And so I invite everyone in the congregation now to be able to lift your hands in prayer for Rabbi Rossoff, that we can all be conduits of this blessing of the Yivarechecha.
Also want to make sure that our Cantor Katzman is also unmuted. There we go.
And Rabbi Rossoff, we invite you to be on gallery view so you can see all of us blessing you at once.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God continue to bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha.
May God's light shine upon you, and may God bestow all of God's grace upon you as well.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, shalom.
Rabbi Rossoff, everywhere you go, may you continue to bring that beautiful well of spirit, knowing that God walks with you and through you brings us peace. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you all.
It's beautiful.
So beautiful, so touching.
And in these times of beauty like this, it's easy to forget just how broken our world is right now and how much it's crying out to us. And we know that with great leaders, leaders who show us the way, like Rabbi Rossoff, we can see ways to bring healing, to root out racism, to bring more wholeness to a world that deserves it. And so I want to share with you this evening a prayer for our country written by Rabbi Ayelet Cohn. Our God and God of our ancestors, bless this country and all who dwell within it. Help us to experience the blessings of our lives and circumstances, to be vigilant, compassionate, and brave. Strengthen us when we are afraid. Help us to channel our anger so that it motivates us to action. Help us to feel our fear so that we do not become numb. Help us to be generous with others so that we raise each other up. Help us to be humble in our fear, knowing that as vulnerable as we feel, there are those at greater risk, that it is our holy work to stand with them. Help us to taste the sweetness of liberty, to not take for granted the freedoms won in generations past or in recent days, to heal and nourish our democracy, that it may be like a tree planted by the water, whose roots reach out down to the stream. It need not fear drought when it comes. Its leaves are always green. Source of all life, guide our leaders with righteousness. Strengthen their hearts, but keep them from hardening, that they may use their influence and authority to speak truth and act for justice. All of our leaders. May all who dwell in this country share in its bounty, enjoy its freedoms, and be protected by its laws. May this nation use its power and wealth to be a voice for justice, peace, and equality for all who dwell on earth. May we be strong and have courage, to be bold in our action and deep in our compassion, to discern when we must listen and when we must act, to uproot bigotry, intolerance, misogyny, racism, discrimination, and violence in all its forms, to celebrate the many faces of God reflected in the wondrous diversity of humanity, to welcome the stranger and the immigrant and honor the gifts of those who seek refuge and possibility. As they have since before this nation was born, let justice well up like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. And to that we say, Amen. Near and far, people are hurting and are in need of healing. We invite you to share the names of those who are in need of healing, either by unmuting yourself, writing their name in the chat, or writing their name in the comments on Facebook.
Melvin Potash,
Bob Lieberman,
Liviana Selzer,
Anna Hirschfeld,
Abner
Lauren
Drucker,
Rabin,
Patricia Volchek,
Jason Schmig,
Alan and Roger.
My husband, Roger Primes.
Arvin Silverman,
Jane Narens,
And we add to those Ira and Tyler Levinson, Kristen Gallick, Melissa Joseph, Jonathan Spitz, Ann Nicholas, Kathy Meyer, Sarissa Adams, Marge Hillard, Margot Kirstein, Philippe Gaskins, Mitchell Lowenthal Grassini, Jason Rosenberg, Bruce Trannon, Ken Philbine, Steve Fistel, as well as those who are joining us on Facebook who wrote Arlene Barrett, Earl Goldberg, Flo, Kenny Zilberband, Daniela Nevo, Nick Stoller, Diane Revels, Richard Stoller, Susan Levine, Stacy Sibnick, Nancy Novak, Bruce Trannon, and Elaine Rich, as well as some prayers of healing for those communities, and especially for those who are fighting for justice.
Cantor Katzman, I have to unmute you. Will you unmute? Here we go. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us sing Amen. Yishevela imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us sing Amen. Beautiful.
Beautiful, and I'm sure those prayers reach to the heavens and to the hearts of all those we think about. Friends, we begin to end our service tonight as we turn to page 586 in the middle of the page, and rise in spirit or in body for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Kaddish on page 598. I've been asked to share this, my poem, entitled What If? What if each of us was like a drop of rain, forming weightless in the clouds, having made our ascent from the great ocean below, in ways that were us but not yet, coming into being as separate selves, spending our time in a great journey back to where all are one again. And what if some of us were soft and gentle, like the soothing showers of spring, barely noticed as we brought life to the earth? And what if some of us were hard and strong, like the raging summer storms, spending our journey amidst thunderous tumult that never finds peace? And what if God were like that great ocean, teeming with life and its potential, where we each begin and end and begin again and again? Together we would be forever, but I would not be I and you would not be you. But together we would be in that greater I, dancing to the rhythm of rising and falling, dissolving and transforming, being and becoming, never missing a step even when we thought we had. What if each of us was like a raindrop and God were like the ocean, and life was the journey of leaving and coming home, Would my heart still not be torn asunder? Would the seas not still be filled with my tears? Tonight we remember those most recently taken from us. Elise Ezriel, Rabbi Sigma Sissi Corin, Beverly Clore, Dr. Harry King, Joseph Noel Ramos, Mark Buma Fintel. And we recall with love and longing those whose yahrzeits are commemorated this Shabbat. Barry Levine, Nathan Ammond, Fanny Etch Bakowen, Todd Becker, Rosalind Biskind, Nathan Blumenthal, Sally Cohn, Tilly Davidson, Natalie Feldman, Ronald Fishman, Dr. Jerome Frankel, Richard Fuhrer, Morris Glickstein, Arnold Greenberg, Milton Hoyt, Ruben Jacobson, Esther J., Donna Andrea Kaufman, Marion Kroll, Sarah G. Levy, Michael Mashkis, Ann Primek, Beverly Ribbett, Lee Robinson, Elizabeth Samuels, Shirley Schloss, Charlotte Schwartz, Helene Siegel, Blanche Siegel, Faye Siegel, Louis Sapira, Albert Vihan, Tilly Vihan, Brent Willage, Bernard Weinberg, and of course we remember all the victims of hatred and terrorism of our time. If you'd like to mention of someone for our Kaddish prayer, please write them in the chat or speak them aloud.
Angel Boutron.
Hoover.
Fran
Kimberly
Schneider,
Wasserman. Sherry Kamiko Goodman.
Judd Weinberg.
And we add.
Go ahead.
And we add to those. We add to those names: Lucille Queen, Leon Siegel, and George Floyd, Ahmed Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Tony McCade, as well as John Griffith and Fran Shanadig.
And we add, of course, all the victims of COVID-19. And also John Griffith, who passed away this morning. May his memory be a blessing. May all of their memories be a blessing and motivate each of us to bring a better world. Together in their memory, we recite a Kaddish prayer.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba v'alma divra chirutei v'amlich malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael v'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shemei Rabba mevorach leolam l'almei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitromam v'yinaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kudashah.
Richu.
Leila min kol virchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru.
Amen.
Yehi shlam araba min shemaya v'chayim alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Shalom b'mromav v'yaseh shalom alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oh, say shalom b'mromav. Huyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen.
May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved among us, and let us as one family say, Amen.
Amen. So we are closing with something we've closed with before. I'm looking for Cantor Katzman because I'm going to unmute you again, my dear. If I could find you. If anyone finds Cantor Katzman. Oh, there you are. I see you. Okay. Listen, my God, the fact that the two old cantors like us can figure out all this technology. I think it's amazing. I'm so proud of us. This is not part of cantorial school, but here we are. We are on page 649. And Rabbi Rossoff, I imagine in all the many communities that you have served, that have really been yours, but that you've also been the interim for, I have a feeling you've heard this one before. But I hope that tonight it just feels a little bit different with a little extra tinge of love from your old original crew. So on page 649, please join me in our Tefillat Haderach. And we may go wild at the end and unmute you all. We'll see. May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. Enter. Amen. Amen. May this be our blessing. Amen. One more time because it's so high. Amen. Amen. May this be our blessing. Amen. Next verse. May we be sheltered by the wings of peace. May we be kept in safety and in love. May grace and compassion find their way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen.
Beautiful, so beautiful. So what's
Rabbi Conover, will you take us home?
Well, I think that actually we have two extraordinary children who are here, both Jenna and Mark. I believe that they're both here to be able to do the motzi. And so I thought I saw that Jenna, I thought I saw her name on there, but we'll see. But I do believe that Mark is definitely here. I saw him earlier. Hello.
Hello. Hi. All right, Jenny, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. All right.
That's a Sabbath miracle. We got all 4 kids.
That is a Sabbath miracle.
Thank you. And so it is now time for me to ask God's blessings upon you with those same words. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Holy One bless you and keep you strong, resilient, and filled with hope. Ya'er Adonai panav alecha v'chuneka. May you ever feel the divine presence as a light within, shining forth goodness, beauty, and grace. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God ever smile upon you and the choices you make. And may the choices you make be worthy of God's smile, so that you may be blessed with shalom and be an agent of the blessing of shalom for yourself, for your loved ones, for the sacred community, for the world, and for the Holy One of blessing. Amen. Thank you all. Love you all. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Rabbi.
Shabbat shalom.
Fran, we love you.
It was beautiful. Thank you. Shabbat shalom, everyone.